Hello everyone, it's been over a month since the last vlog of DEVIATOR was released. During this time, we have organized playtesting events within the player community and we got a lot of valuable and professional feedbacks. As you may know, we recently released the first official trailer of DEVIATOR and you can check it out in this channel. Today, we want to take this opportunity to talk about the core gameplay mechanics of our game, which is Parry. As the team is made up of action games and Metroidvania fans, when designing the gameplay, we decided to make Parry the core mechanic. When we started production, there hadn't been a 2D game with Parry as its core mechanic, and there are 3 key problems that we have to solve. The first problem is, of course, how does the player parry? We want parry to be the core mechanic, but avoid putting people in a passive state. We want to ensure the combat is smooth and satisfying. At the beginning, we designed parry to be triggered by an attack action that's right on time of the enemy attack. But after several rounds of internal playtesting, this idea is voided. Because if the cooldown time between attacks is very short, it becomes very easy to trigger parry by just hitting the attack buttons continuously. However, if we make the cooldown time between attacks longer, it's hard to switch between offensive attacks and defensive attacks, so people may miss the opportunity to parry. After adjusting this design for several iterations, we couldn't find a good design approach to ensure the system is expandable. Hence, we decided to put attack and parry as 2 different buttons. Attacks maintain a short cooldown while parry gets a higher priority. That means at any time parry can interrupt an attack action. Then it comes to our second problem. We have to figure out what is the reward for parry. This was definitely the question we pondered over the longest. Initially, the idea was to accumulate energy through parry, which could be used to perform skills and other actions. We gave up this idea because parrying in this way is not satisfying enough, as a successful parry didn't provide instant rewards. Eventually, we settled on the current approach. First, successful parry can directly trigger a counterattack that deals massive damage, providing timely rewards. Secondly, attack, parry, and counterattack, all 3 of them can accumulate energy, which can be used to upgrade player capabilities. Then it comes to the last question we have to answer. How does parry evolve in the later stages of the game? Unlike many games, we don't want to treat parry as just a finishing move. For example, only cause enemy to stagger. We first decided that parry could have variations based on when the parry happened. What if you can parry during dashing? This led to the introduction of dash parry in the game. And what about parry while in air? This introduced aerial parry. Later on, we added that subsequent actions to parry can also be different, depends on what key is pressed. For example, pressing attack button after a successful parry leads to a counter-attack, and pressing dash button leads to a dash followed by a counter-attack. So long words short, we make adjustments on both the initiation and feedbacks of parry. In the game, some enemies will knock you back quite far if you successfully parried their attack. In such cases, pressing dash allows you to get closer to the enemy first and unleash a counterattack to deal massive damage. For airborne enemies, aerial parry allows you to deal counterattacks in air. Already, that's all we want to cover for parry mechanics. And if you have any suggestion or feedback, feel free to leave a comment, send us a direct message, or join our Discord. DEVIATOR is still under development and every feedback is very valuable to us on making the game better. Thank you and see you in our next devlog.